Welcome to Unity of Buffalo, a positive path for spiritual living. We are blessed to have you joining us this morning, and we welcome our online viewers watching live right now, and those who watch later in the week. My name is John Michaels, and I serve our ministry as a prayer chaplain, as a prayer chaplain program trainer, and as a board vice president. And I'm really glad to be serving you. Please quiet your cell phones now as we ready for our service. Also, just a reminder, if your cell phone does go off, stop it. No, but if it does go off and you have an important call to make, all you need to do is please just step out into the foyer or go downstairs, please. Thank you. This morning, we are especially blessed with our music offering. We have with us Miss Emma Hicks, a student from UB Music School. She's here as our guest soloist. Welcome, Emma.
When a new idea is born, it's there in the room when you wake up Christmas morn. It's happiness squared times ecstasy. It's a movement of unity. I believe that we're finally here, standing at the crossroads of a new frontier. A realization of heaven here and now, an awakening to the dream that has taken us somehow. Joy rising, joy rising, joy rising, joy rising, joy
Well, thank you, Emma. Wow. You have such a beautiful voice. Thank you. Now, please join me for an opening prayer, okay? Sweet and loving Spirit, you are with us always. You are present in our lives each and every second. All we need do to touch you, to know your presence, is to accept you into our hearts and accept you into our minds. We know through you life is good. Life is wonderful. And we are joyful in your presence. And we thank you for all the blessings that you heap on us every day. Let us go forward with this joy and share it. And so it is. Thank you, God. Amen. Please join me in affirming our invocation. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and as me, God the good, omnipotent. Could you go back to that slide, please? Thank you, Christy. I know that we just speak the words often, but it might not be a bad idea if we just focus in some of these words. There is only one presence. There is only one power. And this power and this presence is living as the universe, the manifest universe, and as each of us. The universe and God is good. And God is omnipotent, all-powerful. Thank you for taking a little time with me on that. Now our Unity of Buffalo blessing, let's affirm these truth statements together. Our vision, a world of love, peace, and abundance for all. And our mission, how we get it done, practicing the presence of God through education, service, creativity, and community. And our core values, the behaviors that we adopt in order for us to achieve all of this mission and our vision. Loving. Now let's lead with our, there we go. We are loving. Are we not loving? So let's hug ourselves. And then let us embrace the world. Spiritually centered, let us tap our hearts. Inclusive, our arms are out wide to include everyone. Respectful, namaste. And compassionate, from our heart, extend our hands forward, affirming, I am here to be of service. I am here to be of service. And now our daily word is joy. And where's our wonderful Max?
Okay, joy is our word for the day. I draw from my wellspring of joy. There are so many ways to be expressed joy. I may speak words of praise that bring the awareness of even more blessings to mind. I may take joyful action in every day aglow with light of God, enlightening why am I having such a, okay. Enlightening all I do, I celebrate the playful joy of every child, especially the child within me. I experience the same happiness whether I am in the heart of a busy city or in the stillness of nature. And then there is the quiet joy of just being, the richest joy of all. I discover my joy by taking slow, deep breaths, tapping into my wellspring of well-being that never runs out. I feel its energetic flow. That wasn't real energetic, folks. I have to break the tension. It's just me. Thank you, Karen May. I love you. I lost my place. Energetic flow spilling over into my heart and life. What joy to be a spiritual being, a precious child of God. And the verse to support that is, but the angel said to them, do not be afraid, for I bring you good news of great joy for all the people. Luke chapter 2, verse 10. And can you all repeat with me? I draw from my wellspring of joy. Thank you all.
Thank you, Max, for being so meticulous and getting every single word right. You did a wonderful job. Thank you very much. And now I would like to introduce our senior minister, Mary Elita Masters, for the lesson which is entitled, More Joy, More Light for Your Journey.
So, well, in case you didn't get the memo, the theme today is joy. And we have a lot of examples of joy to share with you. And the first one I want to start out with is introducing Emma, or inviting Emma to introduce herself, that she's one of a couple so far of UB music students that are going to be guest soloists for us for our Sunday services, and this is your first Sunday with us. So we'd like to know a little bit about you.
Yeah, well, hi again. My name is Emma Hicks. I go to UB, as it was said.
Get just a little closer.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
That's
I go
good.
to UB.
Yeah.
I'm a sophomore, and I'm a music BA major, and I'm a singer. Music BA major, yeah. And I'm a singer, so that's what I specify in. I play piano, but every now and then. And something that I love to do, I love musicals. That's something I really love to do. I love performing, and this is really fun. So thank you for having me.
Oh, great. We are so delighted to have you. And it's funny that you mentioned musicals. We just saw a musical a few weeks ago, Something Rotten, and I'm going to mention it. So, no, you weren't in that, but yeah. And we're also blessed to have Emma's mother here with us, Jackie Hicks. So welcome, Jackie. It's really good to have you here with us. So that's one piece of joy. And then we had a lot of joy here yesterday afternoon celebrating the completion of the Spirit Group series. And there was just a lot of things that we did, some games, some fun, some activities. It was it was a great demonstration of my talk. But during the course of it, some of the members shared about the service projects that as part of Spirit Groups, it's much more than just a book study. It's an 8-week series where at the end we always take time to celebrate the completion And also, each Spirit Group series selects some community organization or some place where they want to go and share our joy and our love and our light. And so there were a couple of things that have happened this last week. One was at Hearts for Homeless, and I can't even remember what the other one was. The senior center up on Hurdle Avenue. They went and played games with the people there, and they had such a great time. They were invited to come back. But I wanted to invite Max and whoever else from the group would like to share a little bit about what it was like to go and be part of the community.
We had a wonderful time. As a matter of fact, they would like us to come back, and I spoke with the gentleman who is running the program there, who does the activities for the folks that, it's actually a housing unit. It's senior apartments, and we are invited back each month, and that's going to be up to the group what day and how they want to do it. But they just had a wonderful time. And from what I understand, one of the ladies who was it 98 or 100? I'm not quite sure. Beat the people who were doing the Apples to Apples group. So I don't know what to tell you, folks. She won the game, and she was thrilled. So you guys did a great job, and it was fun. It was absolutely a wonderful time.
And then last Thursday, you guys were packing lunches and doing food prep for food that would be taken out to serve homeless. So give me a word for what it felt like to do that. Max? Oh, give me a word. One word. Somebody else. Oh, you didn't? Okay, well, I know there's Elaine and Judy Duffy. Give me a word for what it felt. Joy. Fulfilling. Somebody else, okay. Yeah, so it just, and it felt really great to hear you guys talk about it yesterday. Yesterday you shared a lot more about your experience, and it just felt great to know that there were 8 or 9 of us on Thursday that were packing lunches and serving food. And so the other piece of light and joy that I want to share among many things is that we're only about 3 weeks away from when Reverend Shad Groverland is going to be here. And he's the CEO of Unity Worldwide Ministries. And he's created this workshop that he's going around the country presenting. And he'll be here at our church on Saturday, October 15th. Or April. Thank you. April 15th. And then being our Sunday morning guest speaker on the 16th. And on the 16th, Emma will be singing for us again. So there's a double reason why you want to come back and be here for sure on April 16th. But really, this timely workshop is designed for ministry leaders, future leaders, and those who want to train leaders. That the world of ministry is changing a lot, and we don't want to be left behind. That, unless we acquire tools and stay current and relevant and focused and impactful and find ways to enjoy what we're doing, we'll be left behind. So we want to be at the lead. I always remember somebody said one time, if you want to be a leader, figure out what direction the parade is headed in, and then get out in front of it. And then say, oh, hey, what a great idea I had. But anyway, so he's deliberately doing this workshop in person. A lot of people have asked, oh, can't you just do it on Zoom? And, everything's on Zoom these days. But he said, no, that for the kind of experience that he wants to create with brainstorming and connecting with spirit and group discussion and sharing, it's got to be done in person. So so we really, if this speaks to you in your heart, please sign up on the table over there. You can sign up online. They ask for a contribution of $50 or whatever you can give, and all of that money will be returned to support our ministry, Unity of Buffalo. So there's my plug. But I thought I would use, as I said, last week and this week, I wanted to just touch on a few of the ideas that I've heard him speak about. And of course, I can't totally do it justice, but some things that I know that he's going to make a point of talking about during the workshop. And last week, I said that one of the main points is know your why. You know, why are you here? You know, and all these things apply not just to our ministry, but for us individually in our lives. And I thought, and this is really, I think, an important part of our preparation for Easter, too, that I want to move through the hard stuff in life. I want to, you know, it's like somebody said, you know, if you're going through a crucifixion experience, don't stop. Keep moving through to get to the resurrection, you know. And that's what I want to resurrect. I want to be alive, a new beginning on Easter. And so one of the things that's important about that is to know your why. Why am I here? You know, what's my life purpose? Why am I here at this time, in this place, at this time in history? What's uniquely mine to do? And last week we talked about how, you know, one, it's really to fulfill our potential. It's the title of Eric Butterworth's book that we're going to be studying in the next Spirit Group series, Discovering the Power Within, the truth of who we are, and seeing that in ourselves and in others. And we practiced that a little bit last week with the title of the lesson, Namaste, I Love You. In fact, we could practice that right now. I just invite you to turn to someone near you and say, Namaste, I love you. Namaste, I love you. Hey, across the room. Yeah. So that's part of our why, you know, and that our why, you know, there's a universal why that is to unfold our potential, to discover who we are, to express the divine Christ consciousness that's within all of us. And as I said, you know, it doesn't have to be grand. It doesn't mean everybody's going to become president of the country or, you know, a celebrity, but it needs to be fitting. It needs to be what feels authentic and real for us. And I always remember one time my cousin, I had this cousin Jim, who's very straight-laced and stiff, and he, you know, his career, he taught in a business school at a major university, but you know, he decided that he had this yearning to sing songs. And he had a guitar, and he learned some folk songs, and so later in life, he went out and he found some small clubs in the city where they were living, where they had open mic nights, and he went and sang songs. And I always remember the astonishing look on his daughter's face when she would talk about this. She would say, oh my God, I can't believe that's my dad doing that. You know, I can't believe my dad would be doing something crazy like that. But he found what was meaningful for him, you know, something that was personal and fitting, and it was making a contribution to the world. So it's important to know our why. And today I wanted to talk about the how. You know, how, you know, I like to think how you are is where you're going. You know, how you are is where you're going. And I know that Chad Groveland travels around the country, and he talks to a lot of people on ministries all over the place. And one thing I've heard him say that he's noticed a lot is that it feels like for a lot of people, we've kind of lost the fun. You know, ministry isn't as much fun anymore. Everybody's struggling to try to get all the stuff right, and the YouTube and the live streaming and the marketing and figuring out how to reach new people, and young people aren't as interested in coming on Sunday mornings. And he said, you know, we've kind of lost touch with what you might call the fun factor in ministry, although we had a lot of fun yesterday and our spirit groups had fun. So I feel like, you know, if we want more joy in our lives, I think we have to ask ourselves this question. Where are you on the fun meter of life? You know, how much time are you making for fun? You know, to be, you to develop a lightness of being, or some laughter and some joy. And some of you, I think, probably remember Loretta Tiffany, who was at one time one of our longest church members, had been attending from the 50s. And when she moved into the senior residential center, I remember she told me that they had there every weekday, they had a happy hour time. They had 1 hour where people came together to just share being happy. And I don't think there was any drinking involved. It was just, although maybe there was, I don't know. I didn't get that impression. It was just a happy hour. It was just a time when people, that lived in this community could come together and share a little bit and connect. I thought, oh man, that's a really great idea. We ought to have that. In fact, I'd like to say right now, welcome to Happy Hour at Unity of Buffalo. This could be our happy hour every week. What if we greeted people, welcome to the happy hour? Of course, then people might start bringing something to drink with. I don't know, but I thought, why is this important? Why do we need to think about these things? And there's a quote that I've been hearing a lot lately on some of the webinars and conference calls I'm on with other ministers, and it's a quote from someone who has a connection to Buffalo, Nikola Tesla. And I actually had a picture, but I couldn't find it. I had a picture of me totally drenched, standing in front of the Tesla statue up at the Niagara Falls State Park. There's this huge, but I couldn't find it. But that was a really fun experience. I tell you, doing the Cave of the Wind. We had done the Cave of the Winds, and I was completely drenched. And then I said, take a, but here's this quote that I've been hearing more and more lately, that if you want to know how the universe works, if you really want to know how the universe works, look to energy, frequency, and vibration. And Charles Fillmore, our co-founder of Unity, he said the whole universe is vibration, and that vibration is under law, that it always responds, that each thing has a rate of vibration to it. And so I think that fun and laughter and doing things that give us a sense of joy and fulfillment raises our vibration. It creates a good energy, a buzz. Sometimes people say that when they walk in here. I can feel the energy in the room or in the building or in this experience. That there is, as John said, there's one power, one presence, one spirit, one energy in the universe and in our lives. And everything is energy. When Emma sings, that's energy. It creates a vibration in the room. Spirit is energy. And that we are energetic beings, vibrating at a specific level of frequency. And, this can be used for healing. It can be used for bringing peace in our lives or in our world. I know that a lot of people here, I feel like I'm preaching to, you should be giving this to Annabelle leads these workshops on sound and mantra, and that's what this is all about, right? And so it's important to, to be good stewards of our energy. We want to consciously learn what we call energy management. How do we sort of manage our energy that informs who we be, how we show up, how we are determines where we're going. So, it's like somebody said, quite literally, we're like a vibrational broadcast system that sends out this energy. And so we want to be conscious and be aware and use this and direct it in a positive way. We don't want to be like this man I heard that met his friend on the street. There were these two friends, and they met on the street, and the one guy was looking very forlorn and discouraged, and he was practically in tears. And his friend said to him, "Gosh, what's happened to you, my friend? You look so sad." And the sad fellow responded, well, let me tell you, 3 weeks ago my uncle died and he left me $40,000. And so the friend said, gosh, well, that's a lot of money. And then the second said, and then, 2 weeks ago, a cousin that I'd never even heard of died, and she left me $85,000 free and clear. And the friend said, well, gosh, you're really blessed. And then the man said, well, you don't understand, he said. He interrupted. Last week, my great aunt passed, and I inherited $250,000 from her. And so the friend says, wow, I'm really confused. Why do you look so glum then? He says, well, this week, nothing. Nothing happened. So if you laughed, that's actually a good thing, and laughter in church is a good thing. I'll always remember, we had this minister in Chicago that told really great jokes, and we'd be laughing, 1 minute rolling on the floor laughing, and then, maybe moved to tears by a story or something. And Judy's father came to visit from Texas, and he went to church with us, and in his church, you never laughed in church, you wore a suit and tie, and so, of course, he wore a suit and tie to church, and he happened to be wearing a button-up vest that day. So he was sitting through the service, and Reverend Mike was doing his usual thing, one joke after another, and geez, Dad was trying to keep he was doing everything he could to try to contain himself, and then finally, it was like the dam broke. He couldn't not laugh, Not only did he burst out laughing in church, but he popped the buttons on his vest. So I don't know. But I've sort of come to feel like that there's this divine quality about laughter, that it creates this opening in our soul through which we can glimpse insights to who we really are. And, we often use that expression, laughter heals, but it's more than just an expression. It's scientifically, medically, it's been demonstrated that it changes us physiologically. It stimulates better respiration, it lowers our blood pressure, it puts us more at ease, it reduces stress, it does all kinds of wonderful things. So laughter and some fun is really good. And then joy, I feel like the word joy just goes much deeper. I always remember this book I read called The Book of Joy that was about a conversation between the Dalai Lama and Archbishop Desmond Tutu. And they talked about joy they said it's greater than happiness. With happiness, it's often contingent on circumstances. If something happens, I'm happy, and something goes a different way, then I'm not so happy. Whereas joy is not that. Joy is a choice. Joy is sort of a place that we come from. And then, the most commonly asked question, people say, well, how can you possibly live with joy or feel joy when the world is filled with so much suffering? And they said, joy, the purpose of life is to live with joy in the face of the inevitable suffering and things that happen. That joy is a place that you come from, that we can develop this quality. And I always like this idea of a lightness of being, to sort of bring a lightness of being even to times of sorrow and sadness, to kind of, as the Dalai Lama said, our purpose is to be in joy. And I feel like it gives a deeper sense of satisfaction and fulfillment. It's something that stays with you or changes us. So there's a lot of ways that we can express joy. The Daily Word said, gave us some suggestion, words of praise, just appreciation for ourselves, for others. It can be joyful actions, like the service projects. Just being playful, things like that. And, and I heard this week, and I thought, oh, man, that's really true, that did you know, we learn 16 times faster when we engage in play. That, I think about, that if you have to learn something, or if you're a teacher and a trainer, if you can make it interactive and have some play and so people learn better and they remember and they take it in and they share it. And I remember years ago there was a Unity minister, Marcia McCartney, who not only was she a minister, she's a professional clown. And she started this project called the Planetary Play Day. And it became actually the Noble Purpose Project for the Unity Movement in 2016. And her project was to encourage Unity churches around April Fool's Day to do a special service dedicated to teaching about how important it is to be playful. And she said that this idea of playfulness is something that creates a high joy vibration. It raises the planetary consciousness. It helps us to connect. It bridges gaps between people. And we remember the funniness, the funness of oneness. But she said there are three divine attributes to play. We can think of it as a beginner's mind. We can think of it as a flexible soul. We can think of it as an open heart. And the beginner's mind is just like curiosity or being playful or having a sense of wonder or awe or being childlike. Like I was going to ask today, who's got a hole in their sock? Has anybody got a hole in their sock today that you'd be willing to show? or check, Or you can check, yeah. Or who traveled the furthest to get here today? I know we have a couple people from Lewiston. Anybody travel further than that? Outer space. Oh, you dropped down, you beamed down from outer, yeah, I believe that, totally. Okay. Or who got up the earliest this morning? I know Karen's an early. What time? 4:30. Oh man, 4:30. Anybody can beat that? You didn't even know there was a 4:30. Yeah. Okay. Or who had a really good laugh this week? Did you have something happen? Ardinia, what happened?
Well, I get a lot of laughs anyway.
Yeah.
People just say funny stuff. And
Yeah.
kids say a lot of, I be around like 8-year-olds, 2-year-olds, little kids.
Yeah.
They always doing funny stuff.
Wow.
Make you laugh.
Yeah. So being around kids is always a good way to laugh. Yeah. Any,
But with everything now, everybody can't, say too much stuff.
yeah, be
So
careful.
you gotta watch what you say, so you have to be careful in a, audience and stuff that what you can say. But I remember when
She's not here today, but yeah.
But when her uncle died, and she had that joke on his page, and it says, "How do you get holy water?"
Oh.
And they said, "You boil the hell out of it."
Okay, so if you didn't hear that, how do you get holy water? You boil the hell out of it. Okay, well, you heard that joke in church. Well, and I had a really heartwarming experience seeing Georgia on her 98th birthday, and she really, really, really appreciated. She's funny. She's still got a sense of humor, and she's got a lot of life, a lot of living ahead of her. She's got some jokes about us. So this is a woman that's been a part of our church for many, many years. She's our.
Cooking for years because she taught us how. My mother was a great cook. And when we have her birthdays and we cook all of her favorite foods, her response last year was, "Boy, they finally learned how to cook." So this year, we bought everything. She wasn't gonna get us this year. But we went to every restaurant and got her favorite food.
Oh, wow.
And as we were taking her plate away, she was like,
keeps her young is having a sense of humor for sure. Wow. So that's an example of a beginner's mind, and flexible soul is, finding ways to have some movement or balance or activity in our lives. And it made me think about that song. I don't know if I can do it for you. It's in our red hymnal. Remember the song, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, your life will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. And then there was stomp your feet. Let's do it together. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, and your life will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. Okay. I should have had you prepare that one. And then you're supposed to show your teeth, nod your head, say amen, then do all three. If you're happy and you know it, do all three. You got the idea. And then the open heart is, using laughter and play to be compassionate, to have a reverence for life, to know that laughter breaks down barriers between people of different races, different religions, different walks of life, different backgrounds. Laughter dissolves that sense of separation, and so I think about Jesus' teachings on laughter and play and lightness. He said, "These things I have spoken to you, that my joy might remain in you, and that your joy might be full." And he always said, "Let the little children come like me, come to me," or come, be like the little children. And, when I think about when he's saying, be like the little children, it's not childish, it's be childlike, which to me means coming from your heart instead of your head. Remembering to be playful or joyful, being open or innocent, to see things with fresh eyes and know that all things are possible. I read somewhere where children just naturally know how to laugh. They laugh with their whole bodies. They say the average child laughs 150 times a day. The average adult laughs like 15 times a day. So we need to get with it, get with the program. But we can rediscover our joy. The Daily Word talks about how we can do that, and, taking slow, deep breaths. Laughing every day, finding something to laugh about. We went to this play with Reverend Laura and Clem, and it was about something rotten. And it was about this contemporary of Shakespeare who was trying to write a play that would become more successful than Shakespeare. And he winds up bringing in this fortune teller or this seer to help him project what's going to be Shakespeare's next really, really big idea for a play, and how can I get out ahead of it? And the seer says, Hamlet? No, it's omelet. It's going to be omelet instead of Hamlet. And then they have all these songs and dance about how the guy goes on to write a play called Omelet because he wants to get out ahead of Hamlet. And they're talking about cracking eggs and making omelets. So, but we can rediscover our joy by, first of all, remembering what Roosevelt said: the great thief of joy is comparison. So don't care what people think, just be yourself. And then keep reminders around you. I remember I had a boss one time who had he had a pretty high-level job. He was a vice president at the university, and he had to deal with a lot of difficult issues. But he had this collection of clowns in his office to just remind himself that when he had to deal with a tough issue or a difficult person, you just look at all his clowns. You just think about, let's just take it a little more lightly. And maybe have a play date once in a while. Find something that gives you joy and fun. And be an inverse paranoid. You know what an inverse paranoid is? Somebody who expects things to something really good to happen to them. You know, if you're paranoid, you think something bad's going to happen. And inverse paranoid means I'm expecting something really wonderful to happen to me today. How about living your life that way? So as we kind of bring this to a close, I think about, you know, even if you're in a situation that doesn't feel like it's very light or funny, you know, just think that maybe at some point down the road you're going to look back on that situation and say, be able to laugh about it. And so why wait? Laugh now and save yourself years of grief. But just remember that the purpose of our existence is to seek happiness and to be in joy, as the Dalai Lama said. So now I want us to practice with our meditation today, and Emma is going to lead us with our first song into the meditation, and it's I Am Love.
I am goodness, grace beyond measure. I am peace, here and now. I am wholeness, thriving perfection. I am love. I am love. I am life, free and abundant. I am joy, awakened and wild. I am spirit, open and boundless. I am love. I am love. We are goodness, grace beyond measure. We are peace, here and now. We are wholeness, thriving perfection. We are love. We are love. We are life, free and abundant. We are joy, awakened and wild. We are spirit, open and boundless. We are love. We are love. We are spirit, open and boundless. We are love. We are love.
And so I invite you to, if you'd like, if you're comfortable, to gently close your eyes or just look around the room with a soft gaze. Maybe tap your heart to know that you are love. The divine presence within you is love. And allow these words to be your words as I share this message. I rediscover my joy by taking slow, deep breaths. Breathing in and breathing out. Tapping into my wellspring of well-being that never runs out. That within each one of us we have a wellspring of well-being. A sense of joy and a lightness of being. That we can tap into anytime by just slowing down and taking a deep breath. And I feel this energetic flow spilling over into my heart and my life. A wellspring of joy. And so we take a few moments to pause and just feel ourselves being bathed in this energy of joy and lightness of being. And in the midst of this quiet joy of just being, we offer up our prayers to bless those in our community. And Mary Jo is our prayer chaplain for today. I wanted to pass on a very special message from Anna Kay France that she wanted us to know how grateful she is and for the love and appreciation and support that our community has provided for her and her husband Greg the last few weeks. And we're also continuing to hold in prayer Mary Frank, Michelle, Millie, Julie, Bob Puffpath, Carol, Joyce, Christopher, and Mike Sirio's mother and family. And those prayers that are on your heart. So, Mary Jo, and remember to speak loudly into the microphone.
Well, I'm honored to pray with you all today. And as we continue to breathe in peace and exhale anything else that's unlike peace, and let us all put our hands over our hearts and remember who we truly are. We are all God's beloveds. We are love, We are light. We are peace. We are joy. We are abundance. And we are grateful to be here today. Just so grateful to be alive and to be of service. And let us allow God to live through us the way we were meant to live, the way He created us to live, to be our own unique expression of His love and His life and His joy. So be the joy today that you truly are. Thank you. Amen.
And so now Emma is going to bless us with one more song, Joy in My Day.
Love
Thank you so much, Emma, for bringing so much joy to our service today and our ministry.
Okay, now it's time for our transformational opportunities. Next Sunday is Palm Sunday. Our service will be a contemplative experience featuring the beautiful music of Christine Ford's Trio Sonate. And we will, of course, walk across the palms. So we have 12 palm trees up here, and we'll walk under. No. We're going to have palm leaves on the ground, and you will walk over them. It's a wonderful experience. It really is. Now, as we walk across the palms, we are going to work up an appetite because we have a potluck after our service. So please remember that it's potluck and bring your favorite dish to pass around. The next thing in our transformational opportunities is the Art of Quantum Living class. And Annabelle Ludwig is our council president, but she's also the trainer of the Art of Quantum Living, and she wants to tell you a few things about it.
All right, who here's taken the art and practice of living with nothing unknown against you? Yeah, quite a few people. It's a good class, right? Yeah, I've taken it twice. I had the privilege to take it with Tiffany, her first time leading it, and then the next year with Lynn Tranchel. And just as someone who likes to explore shadow work and integration and transformational opportunities, I was really moved by how much it helped me shift emotionally, mentally, just my state of vibrationally being. So I really believe in this course, and it's 6 weeks, and I will be teaching it. This will be my first time teaching it. I went through the coaching program for the first 3 months of the year, and it will begin Tuesday, April 11th on Zoom, and that's from 2 to 3:30 p.m. in the afternoon. And then it'll go 6 weeks, so I believe that's until May 16th. So if you're interested, Christy put up a link on the unitybuffalo.org website, so it's very easy to just sign up with your name and email, and then you'll get an email from me. It's $115 for the 6 weeks, and we'll have workbooks available here in the office, so you don't have to worry about paying for shipping or anything. We'll get a bulk order. So that's all for that. I actually wanted to share a little joy practice that I thought you'd get a kick out of. There's something called laughter yoga. I've done a little bit of that, and it's fun, but one of them is tapping the heart, and you're welcome to try it out. You go, ha, 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 ha. It usually really gets me laughing, so, and it gets that heart energy going, so thank you.
You can tell she's a joy to work with, so you're going to be in for a treat. It's a wonderful class, and if you're interested in a personal transformational opportunity for yourself to dig a little deeper, this is the class for you, and Annabelle is the instructor. We have a lot going on in April with the Prayer Chaplain Training Program. Excuse me. Beginning, when is it beginning? It's beginning April 1st, this Saturday. And there's no April Fool's joke. No, this is really a prayer chaplain training program. All the prayer chaplains will be getting together. Mary Beth Wallenschlager and myself will be training. I'm not sure how many prayer chaplains we have now? I think we have 9, and then there's a couple of potentials we're going to have. And for those that would just like a wonderful experience, you're invited to come. Also in April, there is a program that we are instituting here at Unity of Buffalo. It's called the Living Well series. And it's entitled, its full title is Living Well, Less Stress, Better Health, and More Love. This will be offered online. We're doing a test of the program. The program is something that Tom DeLowry and his wife Kathy have been teaching for 30 years plus. And the program is one where you learn some skills to help you learn how to cope, deal, and get through life issues. And it's something that Tom and Kathy and I will be involved in administering and teaching, starting April 12th from 12:30 to 2 p.m. We've applied for some grant money, funding to support the expansion of this program. We want it to be a program that is delivered through Unity of Buffalo, but we want this to be wide-ranging in order for us to have some outreach with this program. So that if we can get the funding, we can do the kind of work we want to do to help as many people as we can. And, you know, this is a new program for Unity. And I'd just like to know, who doesn't want less stress, better health, and more love? Who is that person? No, I'm only kidding. The program is, as it's designed, is wonderful and very applicable to our Unity teachings. We are now ready to form our closing circle. Protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Blessings to everyone.